So how do you kind of, you're bouncing all over the world for different companies, and how do you then get to Homeland? Does an opportunity come up? Like, how does that work?
So I had been with this company in North Carolina for a number of years. We grew the Fresh Market, which is a small kind of upscale retailer, from a small number of stores in the southeast to really coast to coast. And I'd left them, and I was thinking about what my next opportunity was, and I got a phone call, quite honestly, and we were looking at stuff on the West Coast, on the East Coast, and honestly, not Oklahoma, and being Canadian, and
where is Oklahoma?
Kind of. I had to be honest, like a vague idea of Oklahoma being in the center part, maybe near Texas-ish. But I got a phone call, and the recruiter who was looking to fill the CEO position at Homeland said, this is a really interesting company. It's really nice people, and I trusted him. And I guess, again, it's like one of those things, right? Like literally, it was a phone call that changed my life. And he knows it now, but at the time, he probably billed the recruiter, didn't know that his persuasiveness on that phone call changed the trajectory of my life. And he didn't need to persuade me everything about the job. They still needed to meet me and all that, but it was enough to start a bunch of conversations. And I'll tell you what ultimately got us to Oklahoma was I came out to visit. Okay, this is interesting enough.
What year was that?
That was 2016.
Okay.
And Oklahoma City was more interesting, quite honestly, than I thought it would be. But it wasn't even Oklahoma City. It was, so we're a retailer. HAC Homeland is a retailer. I said, I'm not going to just hang out in the store closest to the airport. I want to spend a couple days and drive out into the countryside. And I thought, well, and see what this company's about. I thought, I'm smart, though. I've done this before. I'm going to be incognito. I'm going to wear jeans, and I'm going to take my rental car, and I'll drive out to Woodward or Weatherford, and I'll just kind of walking. I'll be like an anonymous shopper, right? And so this is what won me over. There's no such thing as an anonymous shopper in any of our small town stores, even a lot of our big city stores. Our employee owners know everybody, and they definitely know a guy in a rental car that is incognito as he was trying to be, still was lingering an awful lot of time, in each of the departments. Spoke kind of funny. But it was just like an incredibly warm experience. Like every single store I went into, every single store was different, which was new to me, just how unique kind of the chain of stores that we've assembled is. But the universally, it was the people, and it was really as much the small town people as anyone that just were so warm and welcoming. And I didn't say, oh, well, you busted me. I'm the guy interviewing to be. No, they were just relating to me as kind of, hey, you're a stranger. I know you're not from here because I know everybody. And striking up conversations. And we were coming from North Carolina, which I always thought was a pretty friendly place. It's got a little bit of the southern, like you learn some of the words that sound friendly that aren't so friendly. But Oklahoma was like the real deal. Like was just the genuine friendliness. And then I got to the point that then the deal breaker was bringing Irene and my boys out.
Because the boys are like, what, just about to start high school at that point?
At that point, they were both middle school, but just getting ready, kind of on that cusp. And we thought we had timed it perfectly for a move,
Worst time to move.
You're right. So again, life advice to anyone listening, not the best time. But they're as flexible and as forgiving as Irene, my wife, is. So it ended up working out. But we brought them out, and I think we went to a Thunder game, and went down to River Sports, and it's been a good move for us because we were living in a small town in North Carolina, and Oklahoma City has aspects of a small town, right? Like it's like a big city in that we've got the Thunder and we've got river sport and we've got all these wonderful amenities, but you can still walk downtown and bump into somebody that you know, right? And there's feels like there's, I'd say 6 degrees of separation between everybody, but it might be like 2 or 3. It might be like smaller than that. So Oklahoma City has been a great great move for us, and I think what won them over was also just how friendly everybody was. I think in one of the schools that we visited, as we were trying to figure out where the boys were going to go to school, we had somebody who'd known us 5 minutes say, I know moving's really difficult and it's really, you guys are staying in a hotel, it's really expensive. I got a basement suite in my house. If you guys want to stay there, you can. We had people I work with, as well as almost strangers that we had only just met, offered to help us move with their pickup trucks. I mean, they saw the same thing that I saw. It was amazing.